how did the military come into effect? Like, what made you decide I want to go into the military?
So I've always sort of been a very make sense kind of person.
Okay.
So my bachelor's degree was in criminal justice. And even though I didn't necessarily have anything that pushed me in that direction, I'm going to be completely honest with you. The driver was that I wasn't great at math. Funny enough, because now all I do is math. But once I made that decision, it sort of was like, okay, how am I going to make sense of this?
Right.
And also it was right when we were coming out of the recession.
Okay.
So it was like, great, you have this degree and you go and get a job and everyone's like, where's the experience?
Right.
So I was like, I will strengthen my resume by joining the military. And something that I've sort of always been really good at is being intentional and making a plan that, like I said, made sense.
Right.
So when I went to the military, a lot of people have the experience where when they go to MEPS, which is their military entrance processing center, right? And they say, take this test, you get your scores, and whatever the jobs are available for that day, you pick a job, and that's what you end up doing.
Right.
And unfortunately for some people, because they don't really know the ins and outs of what the roles are and also what transferable skills, right? So like, for example, somebody goes into infantry, what are you going to transfer that skill
Right.
into
There's really
when you
nothing.
come out?
Right. Gotcha.
So I was very intentional and I went to the recruiter, and I also was a little older, right? Being 23, it seems older in the military, but it's 18, 17.
Right.
So I'm like, I'm going to take this test, and this is the job that I'm going to take, and this is the job you're going to give me, or I'm not going to sign this contract.
Right. All right. So that makes
and
sense.
That's basically what happened.
No, that's great. And you know, the one thing about the military is definitely intentional, right?
Yes.
And definitely it had to help after when you became an entrepreneur, right? Keep you regimented, to keep you on point and keep you straight, right?
Right.
So what was the biggest takeaway that you got from like the military? How did it help you going forward?
The military, it was probably one of the best and most challenging experiences in my life. I want to say best because one, it got me in a place that was financially secure. It gave me a tremendous amount of leadership experience.
Right.
I went to many different countries and lived in many different countries and have met people and worked with people in different cultures. Also, those that I've worked amongst, right, are also from all parts of the nation.
Right.
I had this guy that I worked with. He was from Kansas. He had one stoplight in his city. And he told me, I never seen a Black Puerto Rican gay girl before, right? But me and him became like this.
Right.
Because I exposed him to something that he had never saw. And he taught me many things too.
Right.
Right. So that experience just, I think, really made me more well-rounded.
Right.
And I think it's really the reason why I'm able to connect and resonate with so many people now, especially in entrepreneur space.
That's phenomenal because, you know, like just to be able to, you know, reach out to people and have some sort of commonality where you could, you know, bond over something, right? Like you said, like he's from Kansas City with one stoplight and he met somebody he never met before. And now you become friends and you're moving forward. And that's very helpful. You know, that's helpful and definitely in the entrepreneur space.